Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today I'm going to continue my series on Sun Tzu's Art of War. And for those of you who have been following me for quite some time now for this series, we are now at stratagem number 33. So we're almost through. There are 36 in total. Now Sun Tzu's Art of War was written way back when in the old times. And at the time it was intended to help the emperor conquer enemy armies or fight opponents on a battlefield. And of course, we're not doing this in our daily life, but Sun Tzu's Art of War is used in a business context quite a bit and is also being taught in MBA classes regularly when it comes to questions of how to deal with competition in the marketplace. So this is what we're using it for. Now, there are altogether 36 stratagems that he laid out. And what most people are not aware of is that these 36 stratagems can be fine-tuned even further towards a person, in the sense that once we look at their Bazi astrology chart, we can then look at who resonates more with a particular strategy than with another one. So we all have different sort of Bazi charts, and depending on what components are in our charts, we may find certain strategies really, really easy to implement. In fact, we may have already used them, or we are continuously using them through our lives without even noticing. And then there's others that we don't resonate with at all. They just feel all wrong. And when we try to still implement them, it just doesn't go smoothly. And that's because we just have a bigger affinity with some, while others just don't resonate at all. So obviously, in order to make sure that we interpret this correctly, we first need to plot our Bazi chart. So you can go to this link here. I also put it in the notes to the video. And ideally, you put in your date and time of birth. If you're not sure about the time of birth, don't worry too much. We can do this analysis without it. That's perfectly fine. Just enter whatever you have, and you will get a natal chart that looks a little bit like this. Now, the focus area would be this part here. So the area where we have all the animals. So this person is born in the year of the tiger, in the rooster month, on a pig day, and in the horse hour. And for you, this may be completely different. Yeah, you may have 4 completely different animal signs, or maybe you have some animal signs that are actually repeating. That's also completely fine. Just take note of which animal signs are actually there, because this is what we use to determine which stratagem or which strategy resonates with us most. So take note of the animal signs. Now, the strategy we're discussing today is called strategy number 33, the strategy of sowing discord. And it's essentially also sort of like a double agent ploy, where we're trying to infiltrate the enemy line, so to speak, or our competition. So this will resonate most with those who have either the ox or the goat or both of them in their natal chart. Yeah, you need to have at least one of them in your chart. If you have both, that's perfect, because then that's really a strategy that you will resonate with quite strongly. Now, what this strategy entails is essentially you need to infiltrate or just upset the enemy lines. Yeah, basically find someone who may have a grudge against your competition and then use them against them. So maybe you find an inside agent, so to speak. Yeah, you can, for example, you can recruit people who are working for your competition, and maybe they're not so happy with the working conditions there, or you just offer them a much higher wage. Look for those who have resentments, or maybe are demotivated, or have been pushed aside, or have been overlooked in a promotion drive. Whatever it is, look for those that are unhappy with your competitor and then hire them. And they can give you a lot of inside information of what's going on the other side there. Or you can also sort of like employ what we call maybe a double agent scenario, in where you send one of your own staff to the competition and make sure that they get hired by the competitor and then report back to you whatever else is going on. Yeah, so these are the kind of, they're slightly underhanded strategies, of course, which is why a lot of people will say, oh no, this is just completely immoral and unethical. But this happens a lot. This happens a lot in the marketplace, especially among big companies, where you just kind of need to get some inside information, right? And those who have the ox and or the goat in their chart are going to find it easier to actually resonate with this. Yeah. Now, you can also just headhunt key talent from your competition's talent pool. So to make them weaker by just taking away critical staff, not necessarily to exploit the knowledge, but just making sure that you weaken the competition by hiring away really, really important staff. That's also possible. Or you can, if you, let's say, if you have good connections with government agencies, they can sometimes also give you information about what your competition is doing. Now, this obviously applies mostly to big to large scale companies if you involve government agencies. But when it comes to smaller companies, then yes, just hire away critical key staff, or find someone who has some sort of, who is disgruntled, and then just tell them, look, if you stay there, I'm going to pay you a monthly fee or whatever. You just report back to me what's happening. Yeah, we're not judging here. This is just to explain what the strategy is all about and who can actually use this easier, who has less internal obstructions to actually using these strategies. All right, so you would have to have the ox and or the goat in your natal chart. So if you have any questions about this, as always, just put them in the comment section below or contact me directly. My email address is in the notes to this video. And please like this video, share it with those who may be interested in it, and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. See you soon.